Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Just give us 2 minutes for Facebook to get this video visible to everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I just need to share this video on my personal page. Okay. So, good morning. So, Kiki, I'm just going to have this on your page on Facebook. So, yes, it is on your page on Facebook right now. This video on my personal page. Sorry. So, good morning, guys. Thank you so much for joining. So, okay. Perfect. So we'll just get the video started on Instagram. Good morning, Instagram family. Thank you so much for joining. Good morning. You're on to the Civilized Presence, and you are in the right place. Thank you. Good morning. Welcome. I'm just waiting for Facebook to do its thing, and we should get this started. So as soon as you come in, let us know where you're joining from. Kiki, please just come into the live video, and I should be able to bring you on the screen on Instagram. I just started on Instagram. If you haven't, yes, welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for making our time to be here. Welcome, Deborah. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. We are just about to get this started. Thank you. Perfect. Everything looks good. We're about to have you on the screen. I'm just waiting for you to come on, Kiki. Welcome, Kiki. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome. And this is the Civilized Presence. You are in the right place. Thank you so much for joining, and let us know where you're joining us from. Leave a comment in the box below and let us know where you're joining us from. It's a Saturday morning, and or Saturday afternoon. I'm right here in Virginia. I don't know where you're joining us from, but let us know what country, city, where are you from. It's so good to have you here. Yes, this is a Civilized Presence. For those of you who are here for the very first time, Civilized Presence is an online TV session where lives are changed, where people discover their self, their purpose, their voice, and learn social skills required to thrive in the real world. So if you're here for the very first time, usually we're here every Mondays and Fridays. But today we're here on a Saturday. Hello, Lanray. Thank you so much for joining. It's so good to have you here. Let us know where you're joining us from. Yes, thank you so much, Deborah, from South Carolina, Charleston. Thank you so much for being here. And I can see some more people joining us, but I cannot see your name unless you make a comment, and that's because you're not directly on my page. Or you can join us from So Unique Experts. That's my business page, and I would love to recognize you as a VIP that you are. So come in and say hello, like us, give us some hearts, and that is what I love. Now, my name is Louisa Akaiso, and I am the host for today. For those of you who have never met me, I feel so honored that you said yes to the call. Thank you so much for responding to the flyer, to the post on Instagram, on Facebook, or whether you found it on your friend's page or somebody invited you or you just stumbled on the video, that's fine. Welcome. I'm excited that you're here. Thank you. Now, do me another favor. Please share it on your page. Share it on your personal page, on your business page. Invite your friends and family. It's past 12 p.m. So I want to believe that nobody's sleeping at this time. Welcome, Mary from Nigeria. It's so good to have you in the house. Thank you. So I pretty much everyone around the world should be awake by this time. Or some people are going to sleep in Malaysia, maybe, but try to wake them up. We're here. And I have someone very special in our midst. So for those who are just joining, because I'm seeing new faces, hello, Morel from London, UK, my friend. It's good to have you in the house. Esther from Nigeria, thank you. Charles from Canada, thank you. Thank you. John from Ghana. Guys, just come in and just say hello. Be civil. Say hello to one another. It's good to have you today. It's a Saturday afternoon. It's time to be happy. So first off, try to grab a pen and paper. It's time to learn. We have Kike in the house, and she's going to drop some really hot nuggets. You don't want to miss it. Yes. Hello. Thank you. Thank you, Morel. Thank you. And grab your bottle of water. Yes, I have mine here because I know it's time to learn. When you have Kike, you're ready to learn. She's very special to me. She's all the way from Toronto, Canada. And I'm going to introduce her in a minute, but I'm just trying to get everyone in and settled. It's so good to have everyone here. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. So back to me. I am a certified master civility trainer and a leadership coach and expert with the John Maxwell team. And another thing that is so exciting for me this year that I got nominated to the President's Advisory Council for John Maxwell. So I think that's a big deal for my career. So thanks to all of you who believed in me and nominated me to be part of that. So I'm really excited. Hello, Masir. Brandon, thank you so much for joining us from Jamaica, Barbados. Thank you. It's so good to have you. Thank you. Please share it on your personal page. We want to be able to have more people be part of what we're doing. We're about to share really great content for entrepreneurs, professionals, what you need to start up this year. I want you to be able to start up the year strong and stay strong. I don't want 2019 to be like every other year. This is a year that you have to succeed. And this is why I had to bring Kike all the way from Toronto, Canada, to come and share with us her message that has been working and equipping a lot of women all over the world to do well and succeed. And so you don't want to miss the contents that we're going to be sharing this morning. So invite your friends and family. Invite your enemies too. Yes, this is a civilized presence, so that's fine. It's good to share love with one another. So for those of you who are new, we're here Mondays and Fridays, yes, at 8 a.m. Eastern time. And we have an exception sometimes on Saturday, like we did today, when we have someone special and we are all very busy. It's not very easy to have Kike come on air. So I feel so honored that she was here today. She's joined us today. She's very busy. Like I said, she's working with a lot of women entrepreneurs all over the world. Hello, Ankura Jeport. Thank you so much for being here. So the main goal of this Facebook and Instagram series, for those of you who are new, because I see a lot of new people, is really to help restore civility through meaningful and constructive conversation. And we've been doing this since the month of April. And guys, forgive me if it looks like I'm looking at different screens. I have 5 screens looking at me, so I have to smile at different places at the same time. So if I'm not smiling at you right now, I just want you to know that I love you very much. So hang on tight. I will be smiling at you in 1 second. I probably will turn towards you very soon. Now, a lot of people have been asking, what is civility? How easy is it for us to be civil? And I want you to understand that is as easy as saying please and thank you, or even to say good morning, or share a compliment, just like I'm going to do this morning to Kike, that Kike, you look so beautiful this morning, and thank you for being here. Thank you. It's so great to have you in the house. So it's really about treating others the way that you want to be treated, okay? Civility is focused on positive people's treatment. So before we continue, like is our tradition on the show, I will share with you a definition of civility that I really love and stand for, and that's from Dr. Funny. Dr. Funny, God bless your heart. We love you so much. I call him the grandfather of civility, and we lost him last month, but we love you so much. And that states that being civil means being constantly aware of others and weaving restraint, respect, and consideration into that very fabric of awareness. So civility is a form of gracious goodness, okay? It's focused on positive people's treatment. So I want you to be able to get out of the show with at least one definition of what civility is. You don't have to know everything. But what is important to me is if you know how to apply what you know, okay? It's focused on positive people's treatment. It is being responsible for your actions, taking responsibility to ease the experience of the person next to you. So we are all going through something. Trust me, we're all having a terrible day, bad day. Sometimes you don't even feel like saying hello to anybody. But you know what? It is your responsibility. As long as you have been able to see the light of the day, you should try to ease the experience of the person next to you. It's not all about you. We have to step away from being selfish and thinking about ourselves alone, and always be intentional about sprinkling kindness everywhere that we go. And this is why we started up this session in April, and we've been paddling along. It's been fun. It's been great. I have brought a lot of experts and professionals from all parts of the world to be part of what we're doing and really share with you and show you how easy but important it is for you to be civil in the world of today. So welcome, Masir. Welcome, Mary. I can see everyone just exchanging greetings. Welcome, Maitahu. Welcome, Ankura from Instagram. Welcome, Mbukarati. If I get it wrong, please forgive me. But I want to let you know that I love you so much, and I really appreciate your being here. So thank you. Just hang on tight. We're about to get things started. So let me tell you about this beautiful lady who's on the screen with me today. Her name is Kikelola Ogunsanya, but call her Kike. You don't have to bother about the Lola. That's a long one. So just deal with Kike. She's fine. Hello, Coco. It's so good to have you here from Virginia. Thank you so much for being here. So Kike is an author and founder of My Boss Is Me. I love that title, Kike, because that gives me hope. And that just shows that your boss is nobody else than you. So you are your brand. You have to work on your brand. Every time I see that title, that's what comes to mind for me. You are your brand. You cannot stay disconnected from your brand or your business. Hello, Jesus Howgirl, Cherish, O2. Thank you so much for being here from Instagram. Instagram family, thank you. I love you guys. So Kike is the author and founder of My Boss Is Me. My Boss Is Me is a virtual global business and personal development firm for women entrepreneurs. She's a serial entrepreneur and a relationship marketing industry professional, best known for a straight shooting, results-driven approach to business and life. Kike believes that entrepreneurial experience encompasses life skills that all women should develop as a way to reach their full potential. That's why she refers to entrepreneurial experience as the ultimate life skill. She is on a mission to help women around the world see their deepest desires and dreams come to fruition through what she calls the gift of entrepreneurship. So welcome, Kike, guys. Kike is in the house. Hello, Union Jack. Welcome. I'm not sure what's happening with Instagram. Yes, Jesus Showgirl, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome, everyone. And if you can hear us, just give us some heart, some love. And we are so excited that all of you are here. Thank you for returning and being here with me. Instagram seems like the reception is kind of bad on Instagram. But you can have access to this video. It's on Facebook, on my business page. So Unique Experts is on my personal page, Louisa Akaiso. And you can also find it on Kike's page, Kikelola Ogunsanya. So welcome, Kike. Everyone is saying welcome to you, all of the audience. So just take a minute to say hello to the audience, Kike.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, guys. Sorry that I had to grab my bottle of water. I walked into the office today and the heater is so, I don't know, it's on full blast and it's so hot. I had to take off my blazer, guys. And I don't know what's going on, but I have my bottle of water to sustain me here. And I am excited that you guys are all here. So welcome, Kike. Now, some of us might have seen the post for today, and the topic is setbacks, stepping stones, and setting goals. And that's what we're doing today. That's something that Kike is very well known for doing all over the world. She's very known on Instagram. She's there on My Boss Is Me is our Instagram handle. So you can follow her on Instagram and see all the great work that she's doing with women, especially if you would love to work with her. She's still accepting clients. I hope so, Kike, that you're still accepting clients for 2019, because you're going to have a lot of people hit on you right after this session. So it's so good to have you here. So those of you who had seen the flyer, we are talking about goals, setbacks, stepping stones, because I find that as entrepreneurs, sometimes we're excited to start off the new year. Okay. On 31st, everyone is so excited. Yeah, it's about to get started. And as soon as the new year hits, boom, the moment of truth is like, you know what am I going to do? Excuse me, my clients are waiting, my business is waiting. Maybe last year didn't work out so good. What can I do this time? And sometimes some of us get stuck into, last year wasn't a good year for me. I think I can just relax. I really don't feel like working right now. I went through a lot last year. Maybe I should change everything that I was doing. Maybe I should be like Mr. A and Mr. B. Maybe I should follow somebody else. And we kind of start getting confused in the first month. Some of us become program junkies. We jump in every program on the internet and not apply any of the contents. Now, that's not going to lead to success. And that's why I have brought the expert this afternoon to share with you what is important. We are going to have setbacks in our lives. How can you change those to stepping stones? And how can you still stay focused and set the right goals and get them achieved? Because it's one thing to set the goals, it's another thing to try to achieve those goals. So we're going to run things differently this morning. But first off, I want Kike to share to the audience, what does civility mean to you, just before I allow you to continue with the lesson of the day. Over to you, Kike.
Civility to me means treating people the way you want to be treated. It's to be civilized and reciprocated.
Thank you so much. And guys, you all know about the golden rule. And I always say this all the time, and it just seems like Kike is always on the show with me, because I say if you're struggling with what civility is, you can stick with the golden rule, treating others the way you want to be treated. And that's exactly what Kike just taught us. If we could do that, the world would be a better place. Treat others the way you want to be treated, because sometimes we feel that we are right all the time. We think that everything that we do should be accepted. But the moment that you ask yourself the question, if I were on the other side of the table, how would I feel? Right there, the answer comes to you, that you realize that you're probably not behaving the right way. So hello, Olaweles. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello, Union Jack. Thank you for being here. And let us know if you can hear us loud and clear. So guys, just give us a wave. If you can hear me, give us a wave. We're about to get things started. So for today's lesson, I'm really just going to run it differently, and I'm going to allow Kike to share with us her message and her lesson. So it's going to run differently. You cannot hear Kike as clearly as we'd like. Perfect. So Kike, that's what we get from the audience. They want to be able to hear you louder.
Okay. I'm going to try to speak as loud as I can.
Okay. Is it better now, guys? Thank you, Money Basic. It's so good to have you in the house. Thank you, Lanre Akisola. Thank you so much for joining us from Instagram. Great. We have all these wonderful people. I can't hear Kike clearly. Okay. Martin Fleck, thank you so much for joining us. Pastor Rajan from South Africa, it's so good to have you in the house. Welcome. Does she have a microphone? Okay. Kike.
I don't, my headset is.
You know what? I think it's better now. You might just have to move a little closer, I think.
I moved my book off of my laptop, so hopefully.
Okay. I think it's working now.
Okay.
Yes, it's working now. Perfect. Yes, because we are excited about the lesson for today. We don't want to miss it. Hello, Beth. Thank you so much for being here from Kenya. Yes, everyone says we don't. Now it's better. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we don't want to miss Kike. It's a great lesson, and I'm excited. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go. So yes, Kike, over to you. I'm just going to allow you to do your thing, like you've always done for a lot of women. And I wanted to bring the good news to my people. Guys, I'm going to tell you about how much I have learned from Kike right after her lesson. So over to you, Kike.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for having me on your show. Truly appreciate it. I've known you for quite some time, and I'm really grateful that we were able to connect this way. So as Louisa has already told you, today we're going to be talking about setbacks, stepping stones, and setting goals. Now, I don't know about you guys. I can only talk from my own personal experience, but from all of the memes that I've seen on social media and all of the different parodies and so forth, 2018 was a rough year for a lot of people, right? It was an incredibly difficult year. And for me, 2018 was probably one of the most difficult years of my life emotionally. As I was sharing with Louisa and as I was sharing with my own audience, I lost my dad last year. In addition to losing my dad, I lost a baby cousin. And that was after me going my entire life and not having anybody close to me ever pass away. So last year was a devastating year. And I found myself on many months not being able to function. The thing about grief or setbacks or any types of challenges in your life is you never really know how to deal with that thing until it happens to you. And then you just do the best you can. But with the new year upon us, I really wanted to do something different this year, right? Especially because when you lose somebody, you're forced to come to face with the fragility of life. So if you woke up this morning with breath in your lungs, you really have to appreciate that for what it is. Because the reality is you really didn't have to be here, right? But God saw fit to spare you another day. So we're going to talk about setbacks because I'm not sure you guys can give us some comments. Let us know what your year was like last year. But a lot of people I spoke to, they got dragged. They had a terrible year and they barely made it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why we're here.
Yeah. But, you know, I'm a person that I reflect a lot. I reflect on almost a daily basis. I like to ask myself, and I like to analyze what I did with my day, what I did with my week, my month, my quarter, my year. And so a lot of people see setbacks as a negative thing. But I wanted to really sit back and ask myself, how can these setbacks be used as stepping stones for me to have a better year? And so that's what I'm going to share with you guys today, because the thing about bad experiences or setbacks or challenges is when you look back, hindsight is 2020. When you're able to look back, it is at that point that you see how the dots connected. You see how all of the different trials and tribulations all contributed to you becoming the person that you're supposed to be. I heard Kirk Franklin give an incredible analogy the other day. He was talking about, he was comparing setbacks to cake and ingredients. So if you think about all the ingredients that go in a cake, butter doesn't taste good by itself, right, Louisa? You would never.
That's right.
Butter, right? Flour, you would never just say, oh, let me take a spoonful of this flour. It tastes so good. You would never do that, right? Sugar, maybe sugar. You might have a little sugar on its own, but vanilla, all of the ingredients that are required to make a cake, they don't taste good by themselves. They don't taste good alone. But when you put them all together, right, they make a cake. And the cake, of course, tastes good.
That's
so
true.
If you compare your challenges and your setbacks and the obstacles and all of the things that life is inevitably going to hand you, when you isolate those incidences, right, they don't feel good. They don't appear to be good. They don't taste good on their own. but when they come together, you see how they started to work for your greater good. And so that's what setbacks are all about. So for me, I wanted to evaluate my setbacks. And one of the things that I realized that come with setbacks is clarity. Clarity is one of the most important things that you can have as a professional or entrepreneur. If you have a clear view and a vision for your life and where you want to go, you're going to get there so much faster. So with setbacks comes clarity. The other thing that setbacks enable you the opportunity to do is to reevaluate and to review. Because oftentimes, if you get the right setback, it may knock you off your feet. Okay, I'm not going to curse on your show because
this is a civilized person's. That's right.
But we knock you off your feet, right? And if you are down and out, man down for a few days or weeks or months or however long it takes for you to collect yourself, you really should use that opportunity to review and to reevaluate. Because one of the things about having a lot of setbacks is you become very clear about what you don't like. You become very clear about what does not feel good to you. You become very clear about what's no longer serving you. You become very clear about all of the things that you do not want to have in your energetic field. Okay, so clarity and reevaluating is imperative after you've gone through a challenging period in your life. And this can just even relate, apply to everyday life, because every single day we go through things, right? The other thing it does is it gives you the chance to improve, right? When you've done something and it hasn't worked or you failed, the next time you do that thing, you become so much better at it. So setbacks and challenges give you the opportunity to improve as a person, improve your skill set, improve professionally. It gives you the opportunity to be better than you were yesterday or the day before. Okay. It also gives you the opportunity to recommit, right? Sometimes when you get the wind knocked out of you or you are completely knocked off your feet, you need that break. You need that thing that makes you step back for a few minutes so that you can get your second wind, so that you can get more energy to recommit to your goals, recommit to your purpose, recommit to the way you're supposed to show up in the world, right? So setbacks give you that opportunity because they cause you to take a step back for a minute, right? The other thing it does, it reminds you that we are only human. If I don't know, like I know now, that as much as we plan and we try to put things in place, we are not in control on a larger scale. There's something bigger than all of us that is in control. And sometimes setbacks cause you to reframe the way you see things and the way you do things, because you realize that you are not in control, right? We're not in control of when we're not going to be here any longer. We're not in control of losing people we love. We're not in control of other people. The only thing that you can ultimately control is yourself, right? Even to some degree, at some point in time, you're going to lose control of that as well. Okay, so everything happens for a reason, as I was saying, right? And when it does happen, it's never about what happens to you, but how you respond to that thing, right? It's how you respond to that thing. So that's basically how to use setbacks to create stepping stones to create a plan for yourself. Now I want to get into planning. I want to get into goal setting, and I want to get into why it's important. Now, last year, I believe two things. I believe that God's grace sustained me. I think for the first time, I truly understood what it says when it says in the Bible, the peace that surpasses understanding. Until you actually go through it, you don't really understand fully. You and I were talking about this, Louisa, that as human beings, we're experiential learners. And until you actually experience something, you'll be able to comprehend the thing, but and intellectually understand, but you never really deeply understand on a cellular level until you experience it yourself. Right? Compared it to childbirth. We understand how people get pregnant. We understand the act of delivering a child, but until you are 9 centimeters dilated and on the table yourself, you don't really understand.
That's true.
When you are pushing the baby. And so I say all of that to say that when you have a plan in life, no matter what comes your way, your plan somehow can keep you on track to some extent. And so I want to share with you guys, for me, I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 11 years. And the years that I've taken to actually plan the type of year I want to experience are the years that I am most peaceful, meaning less stress, the years that I'm most progressive, because it's not always about a destination, right? It's about how much progress you make in the process. And the years that I'm most prosperous. Okay, because when life comes, and it will, to knock you down, at least you have something to refer back to on the days when you can show up and lift your head up and feel okay, right? And so this year in particular, I knew that I needed to sit by myself alone with God and make a serious plan. Not one that just was what I wanted to do, but what I felt like divinely I was being inspired to show up to do, okay? And so I'm gonna walk you through my planning process and how it works. So my planning process is a little crazy and chaotic because I'm a little crazy and chaotic, but
that's fine.
I put everything in a binder, okay? So my planning process is kind of vision, mission, morning routines, daily execution, daily declarations, goal setting, vision board, life design. It's everything combined into one. And so I actually walk myself through the process of going through this binder every day. But I'm going to share with you a few things that you should consider, or I should say you can consider, if you decide to use this process and apply it to your own life and your own business. The first thing that we want to do is we want to review. So I talked about that, about reevaluating in the previous part, but reviewing your year. How did you do? The good, the bad, the ugly, the ups, the downs. What went well? What can you improve upon? Where did you not make certain things, including yourself, a priority, right? In order to improve on something, you have to be able to measure it. And if measuring comes through revision, you got to review your year. For me, I know last year was a wash. Like, honestly, just throw the whole year away. Like, just throw it away. Because last year was a disaster for me. I just couldn't cope, right? Louisa lost both of her parents in the same year. And so her and I had a really deep conversation about how much it shakes you on a cellular level. Things that are happening to you, you don't even realize. Because no matter how much I tried to roll things out and to do certain things, I just couldn't. I just could not do it. It just never happened the way I wanted it to because I was not in a good place. But for you, no matter what kind of year you had, you need to sit down and take a look from January to December and review what you did. And be honest, be brutally honest with yourself. If you watch too much TV, if you're on the phone with your friends too much, if you set a weight loss goal and you overate, whatever it was, be brutally honest with yourself. That revision will set you up for a better year.
I ate too much last week. So I'm being honest now.
Being honest with yourself is the best thing that you can do, right? Knowing thyself. So that's the first step in the planning process, is to do an extensive review of all of the things that happened. The second step is to be intentional, right? Oftentimes, I would say 95% of the population goes through life on a reactive basis. they're just doing everything because society tells them to. They've never gotten a chance to slow down and to actually think about what they actually want. They think that they have to work with the cards they were dealt. A lot of people don't realize they have more, I'm going back on my words, but more control over their situations and their lives based on the decisions they make, right? So being intentional, having a theme, right? A theme is essentially, for me, when I come up with a theme for my year, it's largely to do with how I want to feel and how I want to make other people feel. Because just like Louisa was saying in the beginning, I'm huge on universal laws, and reciprocation is essentially whatever you give out, you're going to get back. So when you're thinking about your theme, the whole purpose of all humans on the earth are for us to somehow integrate with each other and help each other. When people always tell me, oh, I'm trying to figure out my purpose, your purpose is to be a good human. Your purpose is to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So when you're thinking about your theme, your overarching theme for the year, don't just think about yourself. Think about all of the people that you're going to come in contact with at some point in time. Okay, so the second thing is to be intentional and to come up with an intention for your year, some sort of theme. Okay, I haven't actually, do you have a theme yet, Louisa? I
am working on one, but intentionality, I always say that has to be part of your theme every year to keep you on track.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would have several words and several themes, but intentionality, I cannot take it off because everything that stays away from intentionality never gets done.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. So the third step in the planning process is to brainstorm. Because here's the thing, especially if you're an entrepreneur or a creative person, we all have so many ideas. We all have so many things we want to accomplish. We all have so many goals that we want to crush. But the reality is you're one person and there's only so many hours in the day. So the best thing for you to do to actually make progress is to brainstorm. Get everything out of your mind onto paper. Get everything that you could possibly think of onto paper, right? Write down all the things you want to accomplish. Write down all the things you'd like to have. Write down all the things you'd like to see. Just make an extensive list. And from that brainstorm, so essentially what you want to do is you want to release everything from your mind and then you want to refine it, okay? You want to release and then refine. So from your brainstorm, you're gonna take inventory of all the things that you've released, and you're gonna try to figure out which one is a priority, right? And from that brainstorm, you're gonna pick 3, maximum 5 bigger goals. I like to work with 1 big goal per year because the reality is you'll have sub goals. My goal this year is to show up and to be consistent because I realize that when you do that and you give it your all, you do that with excellence and you give it your best, all the things that you're wanting to achieve happen by default. So that's my goal, is to just show up. And whatever that means, my definition of show up changed a lot last year, but whatever that means for you on any given day, do that. Okay, some days you can't be on all the time, right? There's nothing in the entire world that blooms 24/7. Plants, flowers, animals, we have to take breaks. But whatever showing up means for you on any given day, whether it's, tackling your to-do list, self-care, going to the gym, spending time with God, spirituality, whatever that means for you on any given day, that's for me, that's my overarching goal. Okay. So let's go over those steps. So we have review, we have create your intention, and then we have brainstorm. Okay, release and refine. The fourth step is to create SMART goals. And I know everybody talks about SMART goals, but my goals get accomplished when they're SMART. That's just the reality. It's a tried, tested, and true method of setting goals. So SMART goals, the first one is to be specific, right? I use the example of my health goals for the year, right? I had a lot of stress weight loss last year, but you know, there's a good side effect. I lost like 40 something pounds. And I want to lose another 40 pounds this year. So my goal for my health is very specific. I know that I want to lose it. I know how I want to lose it through watching my intake and through exercising 5 to 6 days a week. So the M in SMART is for measurable. You should be able to measure your goal, right? It's just saying, I want to make more money this year. What does that mean, right? It's not specific. It's not measurable, right? So mine was very specific. I wanted to lose a certain amount of weight, and it's measurable, right? Because there's an actual tangible goal attached to it. So for example, if yours is to increase your income within your business, say you want to increase your income, and what is the dollar amount, right? And then you really, like with me, with my clients, I break that dollar amount to the day. You need to know every day why you're getting up. What are you working towards? Who are you helping to achieve that goal, right? The next thing is it attainable, right? A lot of people they set lofty goals based on things that are not attainable, and then they get discouraged. So I don't want to tell you or use the word realistic, because a lot with dedication and hard work, anything is possible. But your brain also is going to believe something that is achievable based on what you've done before. So if you've never made $1 million, if you've never even made $100,000, right? The likelihood of you like making $1 million in 12 months is slim. I'm not saying it's possible. I don't like to tell people things are impossible, because I do believe everything is possible, but it's slim, right? So you want to make a goal based on your previous experiences, your previous accomplishments, that is attainable. You want to stretch it a little bit more, or, you know, quite a bit more than it was, but nothing that seems like it's totally impossible. Okay? The other thing is it relevant? Is it relevant to all of the things that you discovered, that you said you wanted to do this year, right? Is your goal relevant? If you have a goal, let's say to learn Spanish, but you don't know any Spanish people, you're not going to any Spanish countries, and the chances of you speaking Spanish to anybody this year other than to the Rosetta Stone, that goal may not be as relevant as maybe you have high blood pressure and you need to lose weight, right? It would be a nice to have, but it's not as relevant to your overall plan for your life and the life you want to experience this year. Make sure your goal is relevant, right? That way it will make you want to stick with it. And the last one is time bound, right? You have to set a time to your goal. So for me, with my health goal, I said I'm going to accomplish my health goal by the end of June, right? July 1st, I should have hit my goal. See, I'm putting myself out there on your shoulder.
You look amazing. You look great. You look great.
Yeah, make sure your goal has a time associated with it. So for example, if you want to increase your income this year, you want to make sure that you say how much you want to make, and give yourself a time frame. Give yourself, I'm going to make this amount of money by this date. And then it helps you to actually to work backwards, to reverse engineer a plan. Because then if you know you want to make $100,000 or $150,000 by the end of this year, then all you got to do is divide that by 12, divide your 12 by 52, so you know your weekly, divide it by 365, so you know your daily. Now you have a real plan. But just to say I want to make more money, what does that mean? Like, even the new car that I want to get myself, I've written down every detail of that car. I know I want the outside to be white. I know I want the inside to be a tan leather interior. I know what type of engine I want the car to be. Like, I'm very specific with everything. If you're not sure, if your goal is to get a new car and you're not sure, go to the dealership. do some research on Google, find out everything you need to find out about the car, because one thing about your brain will find the thing that you tell it to look for. That's just how our brains are wired. So if you tell yourself that I'm going to get a new, give me a name of a car, a new Range Rover, okay? All of a sudden, every time you're out, you're going to notice all these Range Rovers. Or even if you've ever bought a new car. When I first got my new car, the car that I have now, everywhere I went from not seeing the car at all to seeing the car everywhere, right? Isn't that funny how your mind works? So your mind will search for the thing that you tell it to look for. So step number 4 is to create SMART goals. Okay. Now the 5th step, and this is a step that a lot of people miss. And this is a large part of the reason why people don't attain their goals, is you need to check yourself and review your habits. We all have habits, good or bad. If you pay attention tomorrow when you wake up, you probably are going to get up on the same side of the bed. You're going to probably do the exact same thing you do every morning. Maybe your first thing is to get on your knees or go to the washroom. Even the way you put on your undergarments, you always use the same leg the first time. We are so unaware of how habitual we are as humans, right? So if you have a habit that is preventing you, you likely have a habit that is preventing you from achieving your goals. Your job, right, is to figure out what that habit is. Jim Rohn says that it's more important to work on yourself than your goals, right? Because if you are your optimal self, achieving your goals becomes easier. What is your goal? What is your habit? So I shared with my community, but one of my habits, if I'm going to talk about my health goals, is I'm an extremist. So one of the things I learned about myself last year is I have an obsessive personality, which is funny because everybody around me seemed to realize this, but I didn't. I didn't add language to the behavior, but I'm so aware now. So one of the things that I do is, if I'm doing something, I'm like black or white. There's no gray with me. I'm like all the way, or I don't do anything at all. And so I had to learn to kind of dabble in the gray area. So with me, when I'm dieting or I'm making a health change, I'm so extreme. I will be like the perfect person. I'll go to the gym every day. I will, if I'm doing whatever diet, I'm strict on my diet, and I will not diverge from the plan. But what happens is it's not realistic, right? Because I'm just human. And the reality is we all like all of the stuff that we're really not supposed to eat all the time. We all like it in moderation. So for me, what happens is, if I'm doing really well and I'm really on the right path, what happens is I might go somewhere after the first 30 days and somebody might offer me a cookie. And instead of me just having one cookie, right, I want 10 cookies.
That's me.
Right? I overdo it. So one of the things I actually recognize that's a form of binge eating. Whether, I don't want to call myself a binge eater, but that's what it is. It's a form of eating something excessively. So because I know this about myself, and because I've been living with myself for several years now, several decades, and I recognize this, I have a plan in place to help me with that habit. So instead of just going crazy this year and just being on a super strict diet where I'm completely restricting myself of everything, I am going to allow myself to have one cheat meal, not a cheat day, one cheat meal per week. And instead of purchasing large or family size versions of that cheat meal, I'm going to buy individually packaged snacks. So, when you go to the gas station, they have those little packs of cookies. There's only 4 cookies in them. And I'm going to sit with myself and I'm going to savor the 4 cookies. And when the cookies are done, they're done, right? Because I know this weakness about myself, because I'm aware of my own weaknesses, I'm able to help myself overcome that. Because when you have a bad habit, The way you disturb a bad habit is by discovering what it is, disrupting it, and then devising a plan. Okay, that's how you change your habits. So I have another bad habit. I don't like to exercise. So you might not think that that's a habit. People talk about creating the habit of exercising, but whether you exercise or you don't exercise, it's still a habit. And my habit has been I don't exercise. With a lot of the things that happened to me last year, I started getting this kind of anxious feeling where I have to move all the time. So luckily, I have been going to the gym and walking and doing aquafit and doing a lot of stuff to keep my emotional well-being intact. But I'm also developing a good habit. So basically what I'm saying is whether you have a good habit or a bad habit, it's still a habit. Everything you do all day long is attached to a habit. So you have to sit with yourself and ask yourself, okay, I set this particular goal for myself last year. Why did I not achieve it? Is your habit watching too much Shonda Rhimes? No. Is your habit watching too much Power or TV?
Real Housewife?
Reality TV? Do you have a habit of having the last word? Right? Like sometimes your habits are so they're so minuscule or discreet. You may not always notice them. Even Louisa, when she started speaking, she said being civil. Sometimes we always want to feel like we're right. Right? So maybe your habit is you're stubborn. You think you're right all the time. Maybe your habit is you don't listen to people when they talk. Maybe your habit is maybe you consume something every day. Like you have a bad habit of smoking or drinking Coke every day. Right? I don't know what your habits are, but you have to sit with yourself and you have to figure out what these habits. Maybe you have a habit of procrastinating. People don't realize procrastinating is a huge procrastination will ruin your whole life. I know that sounds very extreme, but it's true because the years go by faster and faster. I don't know if it's because I'm getting old. I don't know what the situation is.
It's going by fast here too.
The years are going by so quickly. And I realized, you know what I realized when the years were going by? My daughter, my little daughter, she's 10. At the time she was 10. And she said, Mom, the time is just going by so fast. And that's when I thought to myself, wow, because kids are oblivious to, they're just having fun all the time. They don't realize that time is passing. But for her to say that to me, I realized that time is going by so quickly. And you don't have time to procrastinate. I'm not going to go off on procrastination and why it happens and whatever, but whatever your habits are, figure out what they are. Discover your habits, disrupt your habits, and devise a plan. Help yourself, okay? The next thing is to create an action plan. So an action plan provides you with the steps, the tools, and the support you need to make it happen, okay? The steps, the tools, and the support that you need to make it happen. Now, if you want to learn a new skill, for example, let's say you want to learn to do your makeup as good as Louisa. Okay? You want to learn how to beat your face. What's required? You may need to watch a certain number of YouTube videos, right? You may need to find a YouTuber who has a face like yours, who has the same complexion as yours, who you like how she does her eyebrows, you like how she does her whatever. Then you may need to adhere to watching these videos and then practicing, right? That may mean that you need to ask your husband for support by giving you time to yourself for an hour every Saturday. I don't know. I'm making this up. Mm-hmm. Whatever your goals are, you need to create an action plan with each goal. I have my health goals here. I actually sat with a coach at my gym. They have a program there called the Coach Approach. And I have an actual program. Like this tells me detailed what I'm supposed to do, how many days I'm supposed to go to the gym. I know what classes I'm going to attending. I know what classes I need to be attending based on what I told her I want my goals to be. I told her I want to have, it's for stress relief, to keep my mental well-being, right? I want to have more stamina and endurance. I want to gain strength, and of course, weight loss. So based on the goals I told her I wanted to achieve, she was able to devise a plan for me, right? And every day when I go into the gym, I have to log into this machine to let them know I was there, how many minutes I was there for, what I did, and all of the activities that we decided that I was going to do are already pre-programmed into this machine. But as you can see, I know it's just like health, but there's a real plan. So if I don't achieve this, it is just because I chose not to. It's not because I have the support. I have the support from a coach. I have the accountability of my friends. I have 2 friends that are also on this journey with me. I have a plan. I know exactly what I'm supposed to do, where I'm supposed to go. She showed me how to use each machine because, ladies, I don't know if you guys are like me, but when you get into the gym, you feel so overwhelmed because you don't know how to. And I'm the same way. For those of you who don't know, I'm 6'1". So when I get into the gym, sometimes I sit in a machine, it's not adjusted properly, I'm squeezing, or it's too far, or I just don't know what to do. So this lady took me through, based on the plan that we came up with, she showed me how to use each machine. I know what chair, what number it needs to be adjusted on for my height, for my width, whatever. There's no excuses for me not to go to the gym because I have a plan. So if I choose not to adhere to the plan at the end of this year, I can have an honest conversation with myself and say, you chose not to do the plan.
That's
because
right.
there was one, right? So you need to create a specific, a plan that is this specific that goes along with your 3 to 5 goals. I have another financial plan, which I'm not going to get into, but I know exactly to the minute how much money I'm supposed to be making. Okay. I know exactly down to the minute every day what I'm supposed to be making. If you work in a retail store, in my previous life, I worked at one of the major telecommunication companies here in Canada, and I was the workforce management analyst for the retail division. And I knew per store, per area, per province, across the country, how many phones, accessories, everything, down to the accessory, phone, plans, all the upsells, each store was supposed to be doing. If you have a business and you don't know that, that's because you're not, there's something else happening there that makes you feel like you can't achieve it. But if you don't know, if you don't have something to follow, a lot of people have businesses and they just get up and they're like, oh, I'm going to make 100,000. How? What are you selling? What are you offering? Who are you helping? What's your financial goals? You have to break it down. So you need a plan that is that specific for each area. And to me, a life worth living is a life worth having a plan for.
That's correct.
Otherwise, if you don't have a plan, you're going to fall into somebody else's plan. So a plan this extensive as mine, it took me about 3 weeks, and I'm still working on some areas. It takes a long time, especially if you're going to be real with yourself, because there's a lot of introspection that takes place. So the next thing is to create a habit of reviewing your plan daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. Now, my plan is designed over the year, but I like to focus on a 90-day period. My background before I was in coaching was in network marketing. And for those of people say whatever they want to say about network marketing, but network marketing was good to me. I made a ton of money and learned a lot of stuff. And one of the things I learned in network marketing is that 90 days of concentrated effort with a plan can change your entire life, never mind your year. Because a lot of people have no idea what they're doing. So they wake up every day and they just do whatever, right? So your time is being wasted. But if you think about it, right? If you think about how many hours you have in a week, I think there's like 168 hours in a week, right? Am I right? 24, something like that. And if you're sleeping for 50 of those, right? You still have like 70 something hours left. And even if you work a full-time job, like if you think about how many hours you have in a week, if you're really being a good steward of your time and making things a priority, you can get things done. So I say 90 days because 90 days is just enough time to create a momentum, to track your progress, and to see if you are actually going somewhere. But I promise you, if you can really put all your efforts into the first 90 days of 2019, it can absolutely change the trajectory of your year and life, because it's all about building a momentum. So one of the things I do with my clients is I figure out what they're supposed to be doing every day, because that's the thing that a lot of people are confused about. We have to take a look at your business, right? And figure out what are the things, what are the income generating things that you need to be doing, right? Number one, what are the things that you need to make a priority? What are the things you need to do every day? How many people are you exposing your business to on a daily basis, right? How many people are you following up with? How many emails are you sending out? I don't know what your business is, but how many people are you reaching out to pitch, to do different things? These are all things you need to do. And so at the end of each day, you know, I have to ask myself a question. I ask myself, I say, Kike, what did you do with your life today? It's something I used to ask my children. It's something I used to ask my children when they came home from school. What did you do with your life today? And they knew that meant, what did you do in class? But it's something I started to ask myself, because if you are not careful, you will see how the days become wasted. And a lot of people say time is money. But if you don't get anything else from this live, remember that I said time is not money. Because long after you are gone and you are not here on earth, money will still be printed. Okay?
That is true.
Time is the most valuable. The most.
Okay, we just have a Instagram timed us out. So could you just come back and say hello again on Instagram? Because we have a lot of people waiting on Instagram.
Sure.
And loving the lesson. Instagram family, we're back. I'm about to have Kike come back. Okay, just hang on tight. Thank you so much for being here with us. And hello, Facebook family. For those of us who have just joined us, I can see a lot of people. And I want to honor Angel. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Mary. It's so good to have you in the house, all the way from Toronto, Canada. So I am just trying to bring you back on. So great. So Kike, as soon as you come back on, we will continue. Hello, Mary. It's so good to have you. We are just talking about setbacks, making them stepping stones, and setting your goals for the year 2019. So for those of you who are just joining us, we have been having a great conversation with an expert who works with women entrepreneurs from all over the world. Her name is Kike, and her brand is My Boss Is Me. So you can follow her on Instagram, My Boss Is Me. She's on Facebook as Kikelola Ogunsanya, but she's best on Instagram. So follow her on Instagram, and if you want to work with her, send her an email, send her an inbox. She's happy to work with you. So we have been going on, and this lesson we're having fun. So I'm not going to get distracted. I'm just going to allow Kike to continue. I'm so sorry.
I'm wrapping up anyway.
For the break. Okay.
So as I was saying, the next 90 days need to be looked at very closely. One of the things I like to do is at the end of the day, I like to ask myself, what did I do with my life today? And then I like to I like to write down areas where I may have felt frustrated, or I may have felt like I could have done better. Like even little things. It's funny because now that I've been really doing this every day, little things, like I wake up very early in the morning, right? And my first class at the gym is 8:30. But I find myself laying in bed for much longer than I should. And I'm a fanatic about making up my bed and just having a neat place. And there was 2 days this week that I found myself rushing out of the house to get to class without making up my bed. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is, because I was up for hours. So little stuff like that are you catching yourself and seeing little areas where you're wasting time, right? Because if I had gotten up, jumped in the shower quick, made my bed, I may have been able to spend an hour working on something else, like a project or, anything else. those little things that you review daily is how you keep yourself accountable. Okay? That is how you keep yourself accountable. So review daily. The last thing I want to leave with you guys are just a few tips, some stuff that I do. I speak over my life and my business every single day. I have morning activations that I say. I have daily declarations. I literally command my day and how I want it to go. I pray for myself and my children and my business and all the people that will come in contact with me. Whatever you believe in, whatever you, wherever your faith lies, I want to encourage you to affirm and to speak over your business and your life, because your words have power, right? And whether you're saying the thing is, people, we don't realize that if you're not saying something positive, you're likely to be thinking something negative, right? Whether you're saying it or not, if you're thinking it, it's still happening. So make a conscious effort to say what you want to see in your life on a daily basis. If somebody came into my house and heard me in my bedroom in the morning, they would call somebody. I sound crazy, but it doesn't matter, okay? I for at least half an hour, 45 minutes, I am like talking like a crazy person, screaming, speaking over my business, and saying the things that I want to see, and they happen. I am a living witness that when you do these things, they happen. I have transformed my life on so many occasions. Like, these things work. So speak affirmations, declarations, whatever you have, speak them over your life. Put your goals somewhere that you can see them every day. I personally don't like vision boards because I feel like I don't want anybody to see my stuff. I like people to see the manifestation of them. But before they're manifested, I like to keep them to myself. So as I told you guys, I keep everything in a binder, but wherever you can make vision boards on your cell phone, you can put vision boards in your room. But sometimes the people, even your partner, sometimes it's the people that are closest to you. And this is a lesson I learned in my adult life, but the people that you give the most access to you have the most ability to harm you and to give you negative energy. And sometimes it's your husband. Sometimes it's the person you're dating. Sometimes it's even your parents. Like, they don't maybe necessarily wish you any ill will, but they don't understand what you're doing. And so their thoughts about what you're doing become negative, right? So you have to guard yourself. You have to guard your dreams. Your visions and your dreams were given to you for a reason. Other people can't see them. You have to make them see them. Right? You make them see them by doing the work and having other people see the manifestations of your efforts. So keeping them visible, I actually go through my binder every day. I look at this stuff every day. And sometimes when I'm feeling frustrated or I'm working on something that's really hard, I will go back to my stuff in my binder. I also have a backup copy of it on my Google Docs. So I can access it all day, every day. So those are my tips. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you enjoyed our conversation.
That is powerful, Kike. That is powerful. I just want to make a note. I got something from Deborah. Deborah, thank you so much for your comment. And I think I have to say this to you, Kike. She said, wow, I just experienced a deja vu. It's like I've heard Kikelola share this action plan explanation before. This is God ordained for me to be here today, Louisa. Thank you. Thank you so much, Deborah. That means a lot to us because we do this for the power of one. As long as one person can get it, that's fine for me. It's the world gets better as long as one person gets it every single day. That is enough for me, and that's so fulfilling. Thank you so much for sharing that. And everyone is so excited about this lesson. Thank you, Beth. I can see all the comments. And Morel, I'm not sure what's happening with BeLive. It's not allowing me to bring up the comments again. And hello, Louise. It's so good to have you from Kenya. Thank you for being here. Hello, Angel. Thank you, Coco. I can see all the comments. Maria, I can see all the comments. Masha, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I love the lesson, Kike. It is the right lesson for this time of the year. And guys, I want you to be able to serve this video. Listen, download this video if you're like me. If you love a lesson, download it and keep it, because sometimes you might not be able to have access to Kike, but you can go back on the lesson. And like she said, the first 90 days, guys, you want to take it seriously. Listen, if you've been spending time with Kim Kardashian, leave her on the screen, okay? We need to go back to our business. We need to go back to our businesses here. You don't want to spend too much time on TV. These people are making money being on TV. I'm not against people watching TV, but when you're an entrepreneur, you have to sacrifice certain things for you to be able to succeed. And because you've been hanging out with me every Mondays and Fridays, last year, I thought it was important for me to bring in the right expert to talk to you and educate you on how you can achieve success in your businesses here. So grab this content. Don't just listen to them and throw them away. No, use this content, because I am going to listen back on this video again. Those people on Instagram, if you are just joining us, I can see all of you. Hello, Shelly, Kim, Prince, training expert, Linda. There are a lot of you. We had over 100 and something people on Instagram who were watching before. And guys, Mary from London, from Toronto, Canada, it's so good to have you. Vicky Joy, KSV Graphics, thank you so much, all of you. And those of you who are just joining, you know, we had the video before, okay? It's still on my page, and you can have access to that. Now, I want to encourage you to follow me on Instagram at So Unique Expert, to follow Kike. It's my boss is me, so that you do not miss any of the contents that we share daily or weekly, because these are very important nuggets for you to be able to achieve success. And if you're an entrepreneur, I think that what you should be thinking about is how to achieve success. Now, entrepreneurship is not a hobby. It's not a glamorous thing to do. It's a lot of work for you to put into it. So I want to encourage all of us to take the first 90 days very seriously. Thank you so much, Morel. Yes, the content is very timely and very insightful. Absolutely. We'll run with it. Thank you. That's what I need to know. Thank you so much, Union Jack. Thank you, Fumi from Nigeria. And congratulations on your wedding. It's so good to have you in the house. Yes, guys. So if you're just joining us, go back on the video. We've shared really great content on how you can succeed, on how you can take your first 90 days seriously. Okay, first 90 days of this year, you do not want to play. Success is not just going to stumble and stop by at your doorstep. You have to work hard for it. And it's not just about having a plan stuck in your brain. Your plan must be put on paper. Okay, put it out on paper, write it, put it on the wall, put it everywhere that you can see it, and go back and review what your year was like. Go back and review what you're doing. Look at your plan all the time. Get familiar with your plan. And now, something else that we learned this morning, speak to your business. Listen, I'm not saying that you have to come and worship my God. That's okay. If you do, I'm going to love it. But it doesn't matter where you're from. Speak positivity to your business. Okay? Speak to your business. The first 30 minutes, do not spend the first 30 minutes scrolling back, down, and up on your phone and checking out who is updating and who is not. Listen, speak to your business. Speak to your business. Put it down. Write it out. Write it out. What do you want to do? Go back on it. Yes, I'm sounding like your granny this morning, but I have to nail it in because I want to make sure that we achieve success, guys. We are not playing around. In Civilized Presence, everyone who is hanging around with me must be able to record some form of success. That's what's going to make me happy. And this is why I had to bring Kike all the way from Toronto, Canada, to share this content with you. Now, if you're just coming to my show for the very first time, I want to let you know that I'm not always this crazy and screaming, but I love you very much. Yes, I'm going to be civil. And hello, Dr. Honor. Thank you so much for being here. But, you know, sometimes we have to drill it in. Because, you know, it seems as though entrepreneurship seems like a buzzword. Everyone is an entrepreneur. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in you making progress. I'm interested in you succeeding as an entrepreneur. I have to treat you the way that I want to be treated. And that's why I'm nailing it in that as long as you are putting up a business, you have to stand for your business. You have to be responsible for building your business. Nobody's going to do it for you. Stop handling it as a hobby whereby sometimes you remember that you had a dream and a goal and you kind of have a peep at it one time and drop it. Thank you so much, Dr. Orner. I love you too. Thank you. Thank you. You understand why we have to nail this on. So guys, because I had to bring Kike here, let me tell you, listen to this video over and over again. We have all the steps that you can use to achieve success. And we're going to come back on this. In the next 90 days, we will be back with this session again to find out what have you done with the content. But I have to be nice to Kike. I have to be civil so that she will come back, because if I use too much of her time, she might not come back. So guys, so back to the deal of the day. This is a Civilized Presence. If you're just joining us, we're here every Mondays and Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. We're usually not so screamy, but the topic of today required that I had to nail it in, okay? So as long as Dr. Ona understands, that's fine. So please, I need you to do the hard work, guys. I need you to do the hard work. Stop hanging out in the wrong places. You have to be where your clients will see you. Okay? Stop jumping from one program to the other. Use the contents that we just shared right now. This is going to work out for you. Set out a plan, draw out a plan, and start going on it. Speak positivity to your business. That's why you got to be civil, because if you're not speaking the right thing to your business, I don't know what's going to happen. So that's why you have to be here with me every Mondays and Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern Time to learn how to speak to your business. So guys, I have to let you go, but I hate to, but it was so great to spend this good time with you. I learned a lot, and I want to believe that you all learned too. We had a great turn up on Instagram, on Facebook. And I really want to appreciate all of you for making out time to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you. And please just share some love. Can you just share some love to Kiki so that she can come back again? Be civil and just show some love to her. Yes, Morel says, thank you so much, Kiki. Kiki, everybody loves the lesson. And thank you for just doing all the work that you're doing, for using. Can you get a copy of the video? Absolutely, Fumi. We have it on Facebook. You can download it on Facebook, and I'm going to have this on YouTube later on today, and I will be happy to share the link for you to have it, because this is a video that you should watch over and over and over again. And Kike, you were such a blessing, and thank you for the work that you're doing for the women. Thank you for the heart that you have to serve the women and just equip all of these great entrepreneurs all of the world. I see all the work that you do. And guys, if you haven't gotten Kike's book, it is on Amazon. It's called My Boss Is Me. That's where you need to start from. Let me tell you, this book, you cannot drop it down. So go on Amazon, and I would be happy to leave the link as well for the book. And she's happy to work with you if you wanted to work on your business and really have a critical look at your business, if it is making money or if it is just a habit. No, it can be a habit in 2019. So I understand some of us might have had a rough year last year, but we have learned all of the steps to turn your setbacks into stepping stones so that your 2019, you can begin, you can start, you can stay strong, and you can achieve success. So guys, it was so great hanging out with you, and I'm looking forward to see you again next week. So thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Bye for now. Thank you. Okay.